time is 6:30 p.m. and the Louisville Planning and Zoning Commission meeting of August 6, 2013 is called to order, and there is a quorum present. First item is approval of the minutes of the July 2nd, 2013 meeting. Are there any additions or corrections? If not, may I have a motion to approve?
Chairman, I move to approve the minutes from the previous meeting.
Motion by Brandon, seconded by Karen. Those in favor signify aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Agenda item 3 is a consent agenda for plat. It is preliminary plat of 121 544 edition, lots 1-3, Block A. It is a 38.868 acre tract designated local commercial LC. It's located on the southwest corner of Business Highway 121 and Farm to Market 544 in the Castle Hills area. Pasha?
Good evening, Commissioners. This plat complies with all portions of our general development ordinance. It is designated Lot 1 for a racetrack gas station, and it is at the hard corner of State Highway 121 and Farm to Market 544, and we are recommending approval.
Okay. Commissioners, questions? Comments? Okay, may I have a motion then to approve? Okay.
Second.
Motion by Karen, seconded by Alvin. Those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item number 4 is public hearing plats. The first one is 4A. It is preliminary plat for Valley Ridge Townhomes, lots 1-19, Block A, and lots 1-22, Block B, lots 1-21, 22X, Block C. It is a 13.81 acre tract zoned estate townhouse, ETH, located on the northwest corner of Summit Avenue and Civic Circle. Jeff?
Evening.
Good evening.
All right. The background on this one, on March 18th, 2013, the City Council approved the rezoning of this property from general business to estate townhouse zoning. The proposed lots and homes will conform to the requirements of the estate townhouse zoning, with one exception, which is to waive the alley requirements in lieu of providing front entry lots. The developer is requesting this waiver to provide larger lots. Also, they want to accommodate what's in the market right now for the buyers of the market. Staff is recommending approval. The developer engineer are available for questions if you have any. Thank you.
Okay, questions?
Comment.
Comment?
I just wanted to announce that I am going to abstain from this vote because of limits surrounding properties that I might have a volunteer status of signage on.
Okay, thank you, Karen. When we originally talked about this, there was some concern from the neighborhood to the north. Have we had any feedback or anything from them since that time?
We have not received any communication from anyone regarding this request.
Okay. And the fences on the north side was the individual property fence for each lot that faces that alley or that ditch or the green area between the two developments?
What type of fencing will it be?
Yeah. Is it the individual property fence?
The wooden
Okay.
6-foot fence.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Not a general fence for the...
It's a creek, and there will be a drainage right-of-way for the
Okay.
creek, and we normally don't require any additional screening when we have a right-of-way like that.
But there would be masonry walls on the thoroughfare.
Right, we would have the thoroughfare walls along both street frontages.
Okay.
Okay.
Anybody else? Okay, thank you, Jeff. This time we'll open the public hearing. If there's anybody that wishes to come forward and speak on behalf of this item, please do so. Sign in and state your name. Okay, having no one come forward, the public hearing is now closed. Discussion? Any additional discussion? Questions? Okay, at this point,
Chairman, I move for the acceptance of the public hearing plat 4A.
okay, Brandon has made a motion to recommend approval,
Second. Oh, I think you beat me.
seconded by Kristen. Those in favor, aye?
Aye. Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carries. Karen can come back in now. Public hearing for plats, item 4B. It's a preliminary plat of the preserve at Vista Ridge Edition, lots, didn't I just do that? No. Lots 1 through 27 and 28X, Block A. It is a 3.53 acre tract. It's zone townhouse, TH, located on the east side of Denton Tap, just north of Highland Drive. Leisha?
Good evening, Commissioners. As you may remember, you previously approved rezoning of this property from general business to townhome. And this project is requesting the same variance as the previous plat. It's for the front entry on the townhome. This is a common variance, basically because it requires more room to do alleys behind homes. And infill development such as this one, it just doesn't have enough depth to support that extra space. In addition, this one is also dedicating a sewer right-of-way and providing an open area for the residents in between this and the apartments. The screening walls proposed for the south side of the project is tubular steel with vegetation. That is a variance from what our ordinance would generally require, which is a masonry wall. But if the situation was reversed and the residences were already there and the church was coming in, they would have the option of providing this same screening wall. And since the church has provided some correspondence stating that they are in support of this variance, staff is also supporting it. With regard to the northern side of the property, adjacent to the multifamily complex, what we've got is probably tubular steel with vegetation on the beginning maybe quarter or 1/3 of the property, which transitions to a chain link coated fencing with vegetation. The apartment owner has submitted a letter of support for allowing this to remain in lieu of providing the required screening wall. But what is going to be provided in order to enhance this is additional vegetation along the common HOA area that has the pavilion and the walking trails and the seating. And also, each of the townhomes will have a wooden fence around their backyards, screening those. So staff is also in support of this variance. All right.
I think I had noted that there was nothing in here that addressed the fence along Denton Tap Road.
That is correct, and we have just confirmed that that will be a masonry screening wall consistent with our general development ordinance requirements
Okay.
along Denton Tap Road, yes.
Commissioners?
Just one question. Without the variance for the alley, would the lot plats not meet the minimum square footage requirement? They need that to make.
Yes, in order to achieve all the minimums, they don't have room for the alley on this piece of property.
I have a question. Just out of curiosity, who was it? Is it this property owner is the one that's paying for this particular tubing fence? Or the church?
No, it will be this property owner or the developer. He's here if you have any questions for him, but I'm almost certain that he's paying for it.
I was just curious what the reasoning for going with the tubing fencing versus the masonry wall was.
I'll let him come up and address that question.
Okay.
I won't speak to your reasoning.
Bob Pierce. I represent CC Development. With regards to the tubular steel fencing between the church and the townhomes, of course, we will be providing it. And this is at the request of the church. They preferred this. And on the adjacent side, on the opposite side, with the apartments, fence to remain in place. So we are in fact planting additional shrubs and so forth. That's adjacent to we have a walking trail there and dog walking thing, and a little park in the rear. So it doesn't come up to the townhomes. All of the townhomes, similar to, I guess we could say, Ashton Wood or some of those, will have the patios and a portion of the rear yards fenced with a privacy fence. And that's inside of this. There would be a green, excuse me, there'll be a green area between the tubular fence and the privacy fences. And the screening wall along Denton Tap will be, as per code, it will be a masonry wall.
Okay,
Anything else?
that answers my question. One more quick question. Who is responsible for the irrigation and maintenance of the,
Are irrigating it.
okay,
And we have an HOA that's formed, and it will be taking care of the
Okay.
irrigation and the property.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, at this time, we'll open up the public hearing. If anyone wishes to step forward and address this issue, please do so at this time. Having no one come forward, the public hearing is now closed. Commissioners, further comments, discussion?
Make a motion, recommend approval for item 4B.
Second.
Motion by Karen, seconded by Steve. Okay. Those in favor signify aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Public hearing for 4C. It's a preliminary plat of Castle Hills, Phase 7, Section A. It's a 24.383 acre tract. It's designated Estate Townhouse, ETH, and it will contain 80 residential lots and 2 HOA lots. It's located in Castle Hills. It's just east of Merlin Drive, bordering the city of Carrollton. Jeff?
The preliminary plat proposed, the lots and homes will conform with the requirements of the 1996 General Development Ordinance, which is in place with the agreement with the Castle Hills development. There are 3 exceptions or 3 variances to this requested preliminary plat. The first is to allow a 44-foot street right-of-way width with an adjacent 6-foot sidewalk and utility easement in lieu of the required 50-foot street right-of-way and a 7.5-foot utility easement. Second is to allow a right-of-way radius for both cul-de-sacs to be 57 feet in lieu of the required 60 feet. And the last is to allow both rear and front entry products. Let me kind of go through each one a little bit in more depth, I guess. The first variance, in all the phases of Castle Hills so far, they have had, this variance is in every request that I know of. It's either a 44-foot right-of-way, and some have even been reduced down to 41-foot right-of-way. So this is a common request that has been granted every time. So we're in support of this variance, and that includes the variation of the easement as well. Second requested variance is not as common. Not all their subdivisions have cul-de-sacs, but what they're proposing here is a 57-foot right-of-way in lieu of this 60-foot right-of-way. They want to maintain a consistent 6-foot sidewalk and utility easement along the perimeter of that cul-de-sac, also to maintain the same 6.5-foot parkway that would match that street section. So it would be the same parkway and easement width all the way around the cul-de-sac. They will be providing the proper amount of pavement. We require 50.5 feet from back of curb for the cul-de-sac pavement, and that does meet our minimum requirement. That will provide adequate access or turning ability for emergency vehicles, which is very important to us. We would not reduce that. So we are in support of that variance because they are meeting that requirement. The last variance to allow front entry and rear entry product, this plat is providing alleys. There is no alley waiver, but the developer wanted the ability to have front entry garages as well and have a mix of front and rear entry. It is a common, in the surrounding neighborhoods or surrounding phases of Castle Hills, this is a common feature that they do have, and they want to kind of maintain that continuity. We are in support of all the variances. The developer is available for questions if you have any.
Commissioners, questions? All right, thank you, sir.
Okay.
All right, at this time, we'll open up a public hearing. If anybody wishes to step forward and speak, please do so at this time. All right, having no one come forward, the public hearing is now officially closed. Any further discussion? If not,
Chairman, I move for approval of item 4C on the agenda.
okay, motion by Brandon,
Second.
seconded by Karen. Those in favor, signify aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, item number 5 on the agenda is a public hearing for zoning. This is consideration of a zone change request from General Business GB and Single Family Residential R7.5 to Office District OD. It's a .33 acre lot located at 411 Harm Drive, further identified as Highview Addition, Lot 1, Block C. This request is being made by Daniel and Carol Longacre, the property owners. The case is PZ 2013-08-11. Paisha?
Evening, Commissioners. The applicant is requesting this zone change so that they can move from the building they're currently occupying on Main Street to one that they will own, potentially on Harn Street. It currently has split zoning due to a council designation several years back that a 150-foot swath along I-35 would be designated as general business, basically to provide a commercial buffer against any residences adjacent to it. So I would say maybe the westernmost third of this property is already zoned commercial. You have an exhibit in front of you that shows that the I-35 widening calls for removal of the existing building to the west, which will essentially make this the buffer between the frontage road and the residences beyond. The office district zoning is the city's most restrictive commercial category. It basically limits them to just office and service uses, no outside storage, no display or sales of any kind can occur on the property. So it would be, in our vision, the most compatible with residential. They will not be piling construction equipment in the backyard. An engineering site plan for this project would be required, and it would address issues such as parking and screening of the adjacent residences. Staff feels that rezoning this property would be in the best interest and provide a good transition between the I-35 frontage roads and the adjacent residential properties. And we're available for any questions you might have, and we also have the applicant here to answer any additional questions you may have.
Were there any inquiries from any of the neighbors?
We did receive 2 phone calls, just asking for general information about the rezoning case.
Aisha, what is this?
That's your map. I'll explain it in a little better detail. Little number 59 is the property. It shows up. I tried to circle it with a Sharpie. It's going to be removed. It has what we call a building impact due to the I-35 widening. So that actually building will be removed. So the one immediately to the east of it is the one in question on the
Okay.
corner of Hardin College Street.
Okay, where the yellow house is now is 59? Is that correct?
Oh, the color of the house?
Is that correct?
Okay.
That one's going to be gone, okay. Okay, thank you.
Yes.
I have a question regarding the parking. How much parking would be needed?
We'll figure that out through the engineering site plan process. If you could tell me how many square feet roughly?
I'm Dan Longacre, how are you? At any one time, we'll have 2 to 4 employees there
Okay,
during the day. If we have a full-on company meeting, we'd have 8 vehicles there every first Friday, which would be there for approximately 1 hour. No more, because they need to be out making some money. So
And how many square feet, Dan, is the home, do you know?
I believe it's 2,625, just a little bit over 2,600 square feet.
So I think per our parking ordinance, I don't have it in front of me unfortunately, but I think they'd be required.
1 per 200, is that
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah, something like
Neighborhood
that.
of 13, 14 perhaps.
have you done any preliminary assessments of the site to see if that many parking spaces would fit on the property, or are you looking at on-street parking?
No, actually, the street on Harn would not be addressed. The side garage access is from College, and that has such an area that all of that parking would fit in the quadrant there.
Okay,
Yes, we did some preliminary work on it, and no engineering has been done, but we did some calculations, and it will all fit.
okay.
What type of sign, company sign, are you anticipating?
Probably similar to what we have on 306 West Main right now.
Okay,
Probably.
okay.
Is it a small sign, correct?
small-
It's a small monument sign?
Yeah.
Okay.
Other questions? Thank you, Mr. Longacre.
That's it.
Appreciate it. Okay, at this time, we'll open up the public hearing. Anybody that wishes to speak on this subject, please do so. Come forward. Okay, having no one step forward, the public hearing is now closed. Commissioners, are there further discussion? If not, may I have a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move approval. Second.
Motion by Steve, seconded by Brandon. Those in favor signify aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 6 is adjournment. May I have a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to recommend approval. I mean, recommend, whatchamacallit? Yeah, that's
Aaron
it.
always gets to that one. Okay, may I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Brandon. Those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Okay, meeting adjourned.
That's the best one of the whole day.